Okay, this is at the location of the spring on my property. It's not much at the moment because I removed any dams. I was afraid of blocking up the flow of water and preventing it from flowing freely and then causing it to seek another path of less resistance. So it is a little black sulfury mud because I had it dammed up a little bit before, but it's just trickling out of the mountain right there. And this is just clear water. It's flowing not much, maybe about the equivalent of a hose right now, running 24 hours a day. A little bit up here too, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to excavate at the top first or right here in the middle and try and catch it from both sides, or to excavate down here at the bottom. This one seems to have the most flow at the bottom. But there's also actually a fair amount up here at the top as well. So let me get a little bit closer here to the top. This is actually one of the more recent ones that I've excavated just briefly. You see the yellow jacket enjoying the seepage. You can see the water coming through right there. I'm also not sure how deep I want to dig into that permeable layer because I don't want to redirect it. So that's one of my concerns I'm trying to research. Another factor is that this is not very much of a stream bed. It will only flow in the winter, but it will flow. So I'm going to have to redirect the downhill water past the spring box when I build it. And I will also have to take out this massive eucalyptus tree and the one behind it, as well as you can see the roots up here. This massive eucalyptus tree, they're all going to have to go. There are a couple native oaks. There's one right here in front of us. That one I probably may try to transplant. There's another one right there that I may leave because here's a native oak. They don't take up as much water as the eucalyptus do. Plus the eucalyptus drop branches 30, 40 foot long all the time, and they fall down. It's really dangerous. Oh, I mean, Exhibit A right there. So I've actually already gone through here and cut out just several feet thick of fallen logs from these eucalyptus. But this is it. So you can see a trickle. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is November, so this is the least of the least of the least of the flow. It'll be about a 4-inch pipe in the springtime, but it hasn't rained for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and so this is what's still coming out of the ground at the least of the flow. And we put it into a tank. It should be filling up, basically the equivalent of if you were to fill up your pool with a garden hose. Running 24 hours a day. Let me go down here, give you a better view of this. You can see it just trickling down right here, right into that fractured granite. So, having already excavated in the area for the construction of our home, I do know that there is blue granite underneath us. So this is probably coming through a fractured layer of blue granite. And I don't know if I dig down if I'm going to find another fractured layer and redirect this water and lose it. So that's why I'm a little worried about doing this properly. I've been calling different companies that have wells, well digging companies, and getting their expertise. And I've just been referred to a hydrogeologist. And I'm going to get them to give me some information too about how to do this right, because eventually you should have a nice concrete spring box here, and I'll run the water downhill. And I'm thinking probably a little bit down here by this oak, another oak. Pardon all the black mud. I really dug this up earlier today, but I'll probably put another box here. And then I will have to, unfortunately, use a pump to get it up over the bank and up towards the house. So that's one of my concerns, is getting it up this probably 25-foot bank. And I'll show you where the storage tanks are. Just a shed. And Here's the Sammy, faithful steed. Down there, that's where the tanks are. So they're probably about, I'm looking at it, maybe I'm estimating 25 feet above where the spring collection box will be located. So this is a really cloudy day, but normally we're getting a lot of sun. So I'm thinking about doing a solar powered pump system with a float switch and a battery, so that I do have electricity, so I could trench if I wanted to, but I'm just thinking about getting something off grid that can pump the water over. So, and that's it. So a little bit of a view of the terrain, and up above it, the mountain does go up another 800 feet from where this ravine has actually cut. The downhill flow of water has cut into the water table, and you can see how the earth is dark down there. It took me about 8 months before I even found it. See how dense it is? That's actually how I've already gone through it for months with the chainsaw. This is a better indication of how dense it is. You can see how I wasn't aware there was a spring until we got this all cleared out. Drove a Samurai down this ravine, loaded it full of wood, took it up to a chipper. So, and these are coast live oaks. The ones with the red berries are Toyon. Very large specimens. I've never seen them this big. Here's some back here. You can see that's a 12-foot shed. Get an idea of about oak-sized Toyon trees there. Beautiful California native. And that's all, folks. Thanks. Bye.